I have always been asked, why are bakewave machines more expensive than the others? But today, we want to show you an example of our cake mixer and why, at the end of which you'll agree with me that cheap is expensive. So we are looking at cake mixers, also known as planetary mixers. The first thing that we need to talk about, it has a component here. Cake mixers have two types of gears. There is the ring gear, which is based here, and the drive gears, which are here, main gears on drive gears, which are located here in this place, which allow you to change the speeds, okay? So I have them right here. So this is a ring gear, an example, okay? Stainless steel, okay? Very, very strong metal, does not grind up. Let's see how it works. So this, it's bottom here. We will open this layer so that we can show you where we can see this ring gear. Our technician will open the first mixer. In the meantime, I'll show you the difference between bakewave mixers and most other mixers. So you can see, for bakewave mixers, it's made up of stainless steel and does not easily grind up. If you come closer, we borrowed this from a workshop where they repair cake mixers. And I want you to look at the teeth of these two at this point. You can see stainless steel is a very strong metal, and therefore it does not easily grind up as compared to this cast iron ring gear. And that is why when you are buying, how do you know if this mixer has a stainless steel ring gear or a cast iron ring gear? Because replacing one of these will cost you about 15,000 shillings for stainless steel. And even so, for cast iron, they charge you more or less the same, because you cannot find this locally. No one accepts to cut this because it's a big challenge. But you will most likely, if you bought such a mixer, you're most likely to replace with the same cast iron ring gear. And that means you are moving from the frying pan into the fire, because again, after another 6 months, 1 year or so, you have to replace it again, because you cannot find this locally. This is what we are talking about. This is the gear, the ring gear here. And how do you know it's stainless steel? When you scratch, it should be shiny. You can see here, when we try to remove, it is shiny, stainless steel. Okay, you can see when I try to scratch, it's coming out shiny. Okay, you can see that. This is how you tell if this ring gear here, this is what we mean by ring gear, because this is the shaft. It rotates this shaft. So for the cast iron, when you scratch, it's black. When you remove the outer coating like this, it will give a black background. Okay, that means it's cast iron. But we don't blame you as a buyer, because how then, if these two mixers, one of them has cast iron, the other one has stainless steel ring gear, how would you tell? And that is why, as a buyer, it's very, very important to work with trusted companies, because the issue of quality goes beyond the price. And that is what we've been telling many bakers right now. So let's see, as you can see, this the same. This is the shaft. This ring gear rotates this shaft, which rotates these arms, which do the mixing. So again, you can see stainless steel. Okay, so that is what I'm saying. So it is really, really important as a buyer to be able to work with trusted brands, because at that point, you are sure that they will not compromise their quality, because cheap is expensive. We've talked to clients who have this kind of mixer, the mixers which have these cheap mixers, that is, you will replace this almost twice in a year. That means for this only is about 30,000 shillings. Whereas this will go for years, 5 years down the line, because stainless steel is It's a strong metal. That is not all. I talked about 2 gears in the mixer. That is the ring gear, the other one is the main gears. So when we talk about main gears, I want you to see, so inside any of these mixers like this, we have these main gears that are rotated. We have the motor here. This motor rotates this drive gear. Okay, so there is the motor that rotates this drive gear. This drive gear now rotates this, we call it main gear. It's made up of bronze. You can see the quality. That is the standard for high quality mixers. But for cheap mixers, this drive gear is made up of brass. Brass is a weaker metal and easily breaks. As you see, this was gotten from one of our workshops, and you can see it broke, and this mixer can no longer work. So this drive gear now allows us to change the speed 1, 2, and 3. And what happens when they grind up like this, your mixer cannot work, it stops. And to replace this, okay, if you have a cheap mixer, first thing, you'll not get this locally, because no one makes bronze gear, because it is not easy to match the teeth, and no one wants to give you that exact quality because they are afraid probably they can do it and it doesn't work for bronze. It's the same as this. This is the bronze. You can see this is the same. So, but if you have a cheap mixer, your only solution to get a brass replacement gear locally. But that means again you move from the frying pan into the fire, because 6 months down the line, this gear is not strong enough. And if you are using the mixer regularly, or you are mixing a bit hard dough, you'll end up at the same point and you have to replace again. So what are you saying? If you are replacing both the ring gears, okay, and you replace, even you replace with brass, you'll pay about another 15,000. So if you do that exercise twice in a year, we are talking about not less than 60,000 maintenance cost that would have been avoided if you just bought an example of these BakeWave high quality cake mixers. And that is why in this time of crisis, yes, BakeWave mixer 20 liter is 135,000, but I would rather go with this. Instead, I buy 80,000, then I spend another 60,000 every successful year for the next 5 years, which will be about 300,000. This will come to 390,000 in 5 years, versus spending 135,000 a one-off, and maybe I'll just replace the belt or something else. So it will be talking about a cost of approximately 150,000, where another bakery, because they bought a cheap mixer, they'll spend 390,000 in total. So that is almost 3 times or 2 times. And that is why we are saying, yes, we are in an economic crisis, but for you to be profitable and sustainable in the long run, the quality of equipment that you have really matters, so that you can save more on repair costs and push that money to buying stock, to growing your bakery. So I hope after this time, you will consider checking the quality of the mixer you are buying. I know when you go to showrooms, they will not open for you the way we've opened this. No one will accept this. So it becomes a challenge as a buyer. We don't blame the buyers at all, because it is, if I'm given the 2 mixers, one with a stainless steel ring gear, another one with a cast iron, one with the bronze drive gears, another one with brass, I am not able to know unless both are opened and all the parts put side by side, which is impossible. And that's why I'm saying it's good to work with the trusted quality of brands, because you are sure that we as BakeWave are very strict with our manufacturers, that they have to supply us the highest quality. Sometimes manufacturers do some crazy stuff. They can change the quality of the mixers without informing us. And at that point, we are very strict and we have to demand for a replacement or for such things, because it will cost so much to the buyer to work with this mixer for a period of 5 years. This is just a mixer. You can imagine how many equipment are involved in the bakery setup, probably 5, 6, or 7. So we are talking about millions of shillings in 5-year time, which would have been saved and directed elsewhere for the purpose of expanding and growing the bakery. So that is why go to Bakewiv website, www.bakewiv.co.ke, check the various equipment which are listed there. We've listed some of the features. Check in the description, we have some videos, and you can understand more about equipment. That when we talk about equipment, we talk about technical specifications, which is a vital component of your decision making, because you need to look at energy saving features and maintenance cost all together to make a successful bakery.